Hello, and welcome to another episode of Pull Up 3. I am Paragon Don.
I'm Jamae.
And I'm J Trent.
Sorry for the delay. I just got a text about some ribs, and I was kind of sick that I didn't get them. But today we are here to talk about, as Joe Biden says, Minnesota, the Minnesota Lynx. Um, Obviously, their season did not turn into how it wanted at all. They had extremely high expectations. Um, MVP, um, running back in the finals. Um, just really a lot, and majority of that did not come into fruition. They did end up getting a depoy, um, but yeah. So, it, is it the type of season where I would say you got to throw it all away? Realistically, no. But my agenda says fire sale. Let's start this bitch over. But yeah, season didn't go how anybody really wanted on the Minnesota side. Um, yeah, I don't not know what the future of this team is, all things considered. Um, there's a chance that Tisha Heideman leaves. There's a chance that like Courtney Williams leaves and Kayla McBride, if people someone decides to like trade for her. And of course the whole league is basically a free agent. So I'm pretty sure Phee is committed to Minnesota because that's her team. Like, but everyone else, mm, I don't know. So yeah, well, they're in a very interesting situation with unfortunately they are I don't think they have the luxury of stability like some of these other franchises do. Because I think even with the Liberty having the season that they had, it's still an air of okay, majority of these people are going to come back. Even with them getting a new coach, it's like Stewie already said, "Yeah, I'm coming back." Jonquil already said, "Yeah, I'm coming back." Sabrina's committed there. You're like, you still got your core, but is Minnesota's core still fully committed? Is the question.
Let me say, the fire sale talk kind of sound like you might be ducking smoke, but
Whack his
it
ass again.
it feels like you like, hey, that matchup could get a little shaky.
Is it?
I mean, because
Hold on, because I vividly remember hearing you say, actually both of y'all say, if Minnesota makes it, if Minnesota and Vegas meet up, it's not cute for Vegas. I remember y'all saying that. I remember that real loud because I said I
However,
don't think I think Vegas
I
got that card, and y'all said nah,
I
that's how
I
they cook.
think I think we said a lot matchups matter, and I just think even though we won, I just don't know if that matchup was favorable. I
Mm-hmm.
think we got the most favorable matchup possible.
Mm-hmm.
you mean in Phoenix, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
I do agree.
them
I
first
do
two
agree.
were like, nah, this is not what niggas want. Like I did Seattle, first of all, I was tired of playing them. They had a chip on their shoulder, they adversity merchants, they they just play better when shit is not right. Um, and
Shit ain't
they just
never
had
right.
length and whatnot to bother them. They had quick guards, like, and then um, the Beaver had quick guards. Aaliyah strong as fuck, so she was able to, even though she couldn't bother Asia like lengthwise, it was like we gonna wear each other down over the course of this whole game. Because I'm gonna bump you, and these niggas cannot call all this. Um, and then the Mercury is just like, well, I had to deal with all this, and now this free food. Um, but with Minnesota, I don't know. Uh, if Minnesota didn't beat us, it would be mental stuff to me. It would just be the lights are too bright. type shit. That would be the only thing I can really say is is she looked Asia in the eye on the big stage, and it was just like, oh, Jesus Christ. That would be the only reason why I would think they would have lost. But you never know. So
I feel like, unfortunately for them, I do still think Minnesota's core is well equipped for that matchup. I will say though, with taking the expansion draft into account, and not even including like the free agency stuff, I think this iteration, this iteration of the Lynx, I think was best equipped for that matchup. Like this team, like if you're looking at the rotation, if I'm looking at the top eight rotation, I think this iteration of the Lynx was best equipped to play the Aces. And of course, injuries like DiJonai got injured. Um, Phoenix just punched him in the mouth in the playoffs. So, and that was before the Phee injury. So, I do think this iteration of the team would have been well equipped for that. But I don't think, I don't think it's not possible for them to bring everybody back. So, I think there's going to be some changes. If you're in the front office, you have to be like, okay, what sacrifices are we willing to make? Who can we afford to part with, and who can we, if we need a skill set, who can we bring in? Because I think the core can be good enough, but they're gonna need the complementary pieces.
Um, yeah. You know, what side am I on? Blow it up or not blow it up?
I think
Actually,
blow it up is funnier.
I
I will say that. Could it again? Is it like somebody I will like? I'm dying to play. Of course not. I feel like I want my team to have the easiest path possible every year. If niggas could walk their way to a championship every single year, I would prefer that because I don't want if my team don't have to go through no hard shit. Why would I? It's cool. The story better. If the Aces didn't have to lose all these games in in the beginning of the season, I would have absolutely took that instead of them stressing me out all year to decide to be good towards the end. But it just don't work like that all the time. And so yes, could it be that a little bit, tad? But I don't think they should blow it up. But it would be funny as hell if they blew it up.
I'm gonna team. I don't know. Actually, I actually go ahead and blow it up because my team is we're getting it championship contenders bound. So I agree. Get them out of here. Because they were one of the few teams I feel like we really struggled against. Um, but seriously, it felt like it felt like Phoenix for sure punched them in the mouth, but it felt like that's where I would expect a Nafisa to like step in. And like we've had the conversation all for the last 2 years now of like best player in the world. And it's always Asia, but we started to get into that conversation of okay, is Phee better than Stewie or vice versa? And I think last year everybody started to say, okay, well, Phee is next in line. Phee is gonna be the now 1B. And her I feel like that 1B did not come alive in this playoff run. Um, I feel like Courtney had some big moments, Kayla McBride had some big moments, but I just don't really feel like Phee consistently was the biggest dog. And I I think that to some extent that's what you need. Um, and you can't force personality types on players, right? Like you're gonna be who you are. Um, but I think like Minnesota needed Phee to go to another level, and I don't think she was able to get that. Now I wonder if it's truly like I'm not completely healthy, so but I need to be here for my team, or if it's just she ain't, she just don't have that level in her. When she got it, she got it. When she don't, she don't. I don't know which one it is, and I would, for Minnesota's sake, I hope it's the former because the former you can fix. The latter is about it's the latter. Like even if you do blow it up, it's I don't know if that's gonna really help you. Like they really needed her performances from those first 8 games, and it just never got there. And then even a little bit in hindsight, like in 2020, the 2024 playoff run, like I think she had some big games then, but it still always felt like a team effort, which it should, right? Like you winning a championship is a group activity. Um, but I feel like there should be consistently that you're one person that's like rising to the occasion. In 2022 it's Chelsea. In 2023 it was mostly like 2023 was Asia. 2024 New York
I mean,
girl.
in the finals, it was JJ.
Yeah, JJ. It was JJ. I was like, it's definitely on Sabrina or Stewie, girl. Sabrina. I mean, Stewie was playing some defense, but they couldn't do nothing else. JJ, right? But like when you look at Minnesota, is like it was kind of Courtney, and then Kayla, and then kind of Phee. Like it can't be kind of you. Like you have to do a lot of the heavy lifting so that when your other teammates do step up, it matters. And I just don't think that they had that. And it's I do feel a little sad for them because they started off 9-0. They had what, like one of the highest offensive ratings through that time. Even when Phee was injured, they still only lost like 4 or 5 games. Like they went on a really, really incredible regular season run. Um, they lost in the Commissioner's Cup, which was previously a good sign that things were gonna come back to you. Um, they had stretches of win, like everything pre September was on their side, and then suddenly it wasn't.
It was really it really sucks that people were saying the turning point for them was the Aces game that they won by 50 because it really was. Like, and it's funny because that was the game where it looked like, oh, okay, nobody's beating this team. And then in that game, Fee gets injured and it effectively derails your season. I mean, of course, you still ended up with the 1 seed, you still ended up with the number one offense and number one defense, but it kind of felt like it kind of felt like what we were expecting to see from that team was no more after that game.
This is why flexing on niggas is not always good because why is Phee in and you up by 40 points, by 30, 40 points? This is what being nasty gets you. Although, and again, I know I talked about how I would prefer my team to have the easiest route. I remember before the playoff, in the semifinals, I was talking about how if they met up in the finals, it would be the ultimate uh, series of negativity. So I think a part of me would have liked to see that because I know had either Becky or Cheryl won, it would have been some really bad things being said on either side. Like like whoever's championship parade would have just had so much more like it would have been so much shit talking. It would have been like, oh yeah, this is like bad blood forever. Um, that you now really you kind of avoid it. Um, but yeah, it just seemed like the Aces effectively figured out, okay, this is what we're doing wrong. This is what we need to adjust. This is never gonna happen again, like this again. Like we damn near might not even lose. And then for the Lynx, Phee gets hurt, and then although they still were winning games, I think that essentially changes how everyone has to play for a little bit. And Phee has to work her way back through injury. I'm pretty sure one of her first games that she came back through injury from was the Aces game, and Asia whooped her ass. And yeah, it's like your star player gets hurt, everyone has to adjust to that. Then the star player comes back, and then everyone has to play a different way again. And then you trade for DiJonai, and then DiJonai fits almost seamlessly with the team, and then she gets hurt, and it's just like I don't know. And I always think about I think K-Mac said this after they lost last year, where she was just saying like the team, no team is ever going to be the same like going into a second year. Like you can retain 11 players, you still gonna have one person that probably goes somewhere, and the team is just never gonna be the same. So it's always kind of sad when certain things don't work out. Um, and I know that kind of hurt them this go round. And I know they mentioned that again. Like this team is never going to be the same, especially with all these people being free agents. So I don't know. I really can't. The good thing is they at the very least have a extremely high pick in the draft. Do they deserve it? No. But
Oh, I mean, no, they kind of worked for it. They did in fact earn it. They said, "You want injuries that bad? Show me something."
no,
That was a
Chicago
that was
pissed
a
me off.
was that a parting gift from James Wade?
He's going to hell. He's back on it. I actually think that was what's his name first day on the job, but
Oh, was it
everybody,
Jeff? It
I'm
was.
pretty
It
sure it was
was.
Jeff.
Yeah,
And
it
see, you
was
know
Jeff.
what? They were not meant to thrive because
The
why did you
the
do that?
the ghost of James Wade possessed him to make that trade.
It
He was like,
absolutely did.
we gotta go up one pick to take Angel because there might be another team trying to take Angel.
Did
Like
you re- like? Did you really need
we're
Angel?
I mean,
Questions.
yeah.
But yeah. So Minnesota earned it. They did what they were supposed to do.
I can't give them that they earned it because that was just Chicago was being really silly. I can't give them that credit.
Man, I
I mean,
mean, Minnesota could have been bad.
and I guess I mean you
Who
can
could have been
argue that
bad?
you can argue that that's the best move. Is that the best move? Is that the best move Jeff has made as the Sky GM? Like all things considered,
Ew.
But who? The
is
best
it?
move for who?
Just think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Think about the other stuff that he's done since then.
The best move for sure. Okay, okay. You know what? I follow you because they got the fans. They be selling out
They
skyscraper. I get it.
they traded the third pick for
It
Ariel
also ruined
Allen.
his life.
Hey,
He would never know.
hindsight is
He would never
2020.
know.
He
He
didn't
would
know
never
that.
know. He would never know peace again.
Hindsight is 2020. He didn't know.
So I don't want this to turn into too much Chicago Sky slander. But if that is the best thing that he's done that we could really think about, no, I actually think it was him getting the pick from Marina.
Okay, okay. Because
But they still top five. Fair.
honestly, that makes this like not too bad because you still have a top five pick. But I guess when I think about it being a good move, I think about the value the value of getting an all-star at the 7th pick. I feel like relatively speaking, that's not a bad move.
That's
I
an excellent
guess
move. You're right. Because how
I
many other
guess
all-stars are in that class?
I guess because he could have got an all-star at the 8th pick, and he would have just
I
got
mean,
AJ.
Well, maybe,
maybe,
yeah, like maybe because
but you
like
see,
Minnesota
but
could
that's
have
why
took
you
her.
make the trade. Yeah, that's why you make the trade because you're like, I don't know if she's gonna be there.
Now I don't.
Damn.
I think we.
Do you think Minnesota asked for anything differently if they actually do draft? Like if Minnesota takes the time to actually draft Angel and then Chicago makes a call to say, "Damn, I really want an Angel. Let me trade you the same exact thing." Do you think Minnesota asked for more, or because there's a name attached to it?
I don't
Probably.
think they can. She's the eighth pick at that point.
I mean, I guess you could say once we've selected her, it's like, okay, now you're not trading for the pick, you're trading for the rights to this player. I guess
So
I can see that.
I guess that's my thing. It's like, how much more was Minnesota truly going to ask for if you had just let them take the see if they would take her, and if they take her, just gave them the same thing.
I feel like the value that they would ask for would be about the same though.
That's my thing.
Especially
Is
especially if it's like, oh, I know if they're trading up, I know who they want.
But I think too, like from Chicago's perspective, I mean, even from either perspective, like you don't really know what it's gonna be. Like Minnesota had to be like banking on Chicago being bad, and I mean, it worked out for them. That the Chicago was bad, but like Chicago could have very well been good, or like eighth, nine seed and not 11.
okay. Okay. This is hindsight 2020. Okay, I get it.
Cause it like, I mean, cause to be fair to them, like they tried to make moves, and I think Minnesota is just really lucky in this sense, and I think it to their blow it up conversation, like I don't know if they're ever in a period of we're gonna blow it up because you have Nafisa Collier who's still very young and starting to enter her prime. Um, but it's just like they just kind of got the better end of the stick because now they're in a position like Seattle where they have a young star and they kind of have some left. They have younger talent, but you know what I mean. Um, and so they can kind of like be in that middle wave, but like your superstar is so young that plugging in a number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 pick is already going to elevate your team in a way that it wouldn't have. I don't think it would have necessarily worked for Chicago.
Okay. Damn you, Minnesota. Damn you. Um, well, I guess we could talk about who they would protect in an expansion draft. Um, let's look at Minnesota's roster. Is there anybody that we don't have to protect because they've been cored, or no?
I don't think so.
Honestly, I don't know if K Mac has been cored. Let me look.
Yeah, I don't think. I think they would have to.
Minnesota Lynx. Yeah, none of their players have been cored before, so they would have to protect pretty much everybody.
So I think I'm going off the top of my head, shooting from the hip. Phee, Kayla McBride, uh, DiJonai, Courtney Williams. Is that four?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh my God, this is gonna be harder than I thought.
Yes, I'm like, damn.
Okay, so hold
Alanna
on.
Smith
Okay.
and um,
No matter who you say, is extremely funny that you name them in the order of which they got paid. Like that is the exact order and how much they paid them people. But continue.
Oh no.
Give me. I don't know. I don't know if I want to say Bridget Carlton or Jessica Shepard. I think I'm gonna
None of
say
Tisha Heidemann?
no.
Oh, girl. All
You,
right.
you do what you got to do.
My bad.
Let me get Jessica Shepard.
Okay. I won't be doing that. Sorry to that woman. Love you, Jess. I will be picking up in fantasy next year, so don't let me down. Um, Phee, K-Mac, DiJonai. Those are my three locks, I fear. Um,
Absolutely.
I'm going Dorka.
Mm.
Mm.
I forgot Dorka was an option.
Yeah, she didn't play this year, but
Yeah, she
yeah.
will be an option. She will be a choice.
Jessica Shepard, you're out of here.
Phee, Kayla, DiJonai, Dorka. Alanna Smith. Mm.
Mm.
Ooh. I'm between Bridget, Courtney, and I don't know if they have to protect her, but or like if she's technically a part of their roster, a roster. How did I say it like that? Klundikova.
I was thinking about her too. Like that's what I'm looking at. I'm like, I feel like
Let me see how tall she is. I gotta see some.
6'4".
Oh, who I said? Hold on.
You
The girls
said
are getting
you
cut
said Phee,
immediately.
you said Phee, K-Mac, DiJonai, Dorka, Atlanta.
Oh, girl. I hate to look like Atlanta might have to be cut. Atlanta might have to be cut. Well, I guess they're the same height. They're the same height. So we'll keep Atlanta. We'll keep Atlanta. Courtney Williams, I still believe in you. I do still believe in you. So yeah.
Okay,
Phee, K
so
Mac, Disney, Courtney, Dorka, Atlanta.
Atlanta. Okay, so before y'all started, I was thinking, okay, there's four locks for me. And my four locks in my head, it was Phee, K-Mac, Atlanta, and Courtney. I feel like those four were the locks.
Okay.
But but you also
I
oh,
understand you because I feel like those four have like the best chemistry. Like Phee and Atlanta have the best chemistry. I know everybody hates Courtney, but Courtney and Phee have great chemistry. They have great chemistry, and Courtney and Atlanta have great chemistry. Like I feel like to your point, I do think that those four should be locks. They were not for me,
so
but
okay, so here's my issue. I feel like I'm trying to think of who do I feel like if I play the game right, they won't get picked up. I feel like Kundakova would be picked up if I let her if I leave her unprotected.
well, they got Mark over there in the tempo. She might be gone. But hold on. Let's think about this. I'm glad you said that because Natisha, Bridget, Jess, Klundakova,
Dejanay,
DiJonai, I said Natisha.
Yeah,
Kosu, their rookie. Like, of those, DiJonai absolutely would be picked. Bridget
I think that
would be
I
picked.
think Nati I feel like Natisha would definitely be picked.
DiJonai and Natisha, your top two? I think I can vibe with that. Of those people that we just named, I think DiJonai. It feels like DiJonai, Natisha. Bridget Carlton is still like a yeah.
I'm
Somebody
looking
told
at her
me
too.
her.
I'm
But
looking at her too.
this was kind of a down year for her. And even a down year, she was still top 20 shooting three. So I feel like the Portland Fire is gonna say, sister, please come join us.
I think to me, I guess I'm feeling like if you're an expansion team and you need a point guard and Natisha Heideman is there, you're not gonna pass on her.
True.
Like, not to say that, like, I feel like if you're naming, if there's 15 teams, there's not 15 point guards better than Natisha Heideman. Like, she's a starting caliber point guard. I feel like you take her if she's there. The thing about DiJonai, I feel like if you've decided like how my roster is gonna be built, DiJonai is like she's like the quintessential like plug and play role player. Like she can fit on any team. If you're playing like if you're playing with the instructor, she can fit on any team.
I guess
Okay,
my
so
thing
So
is with her.
that's what would worry me about leaving her unprotected. Because if I'm Minnesota, I want to keep her.
oh
Yeah,
my guess, Mike, but do you think the Dallas experiment is enough to shy people away from picking her as like because if she isn't on the expansion team, she still to some extent will have to be a star. Like that load is gonna pick up, assuming you
And
don't
see,
get a
and
fucking
and
I don't know.
that's why I'm leaning towards taking that risk with her. That's why I'm leaning towards like I'm just like maybe they won't take DiJonai.
A hot take, Jay. That's a hot take.
nah, I definitely was about to ask that next. It was like because thinking about all the players that teams would be leaving unprotected, she would, if she is left unprotected, she would probably be like top two. Like as far as so it's like you said, like if she gets on the expansion team, nigga, I need you to dribble and shoot. Like I don't we don't have a more than likely we are not gonna have the personnel for you to just be backdoor cutting and playing defense and that just be it. Like I'm gonna need you to try some shit. And we already seen what happens when she tried some shit. So
Okay, but to defend her a little bit, not really defending her, but just devil. I hate devil's advocate. Anyway, um, do we do? I hate that feels anti-critical planets, but do we blame Dallas? Do we say this situation just wasn't good?
It just
I
feels like
think most people my
I
bad.
just don't. I'm not. I was just gonna say I just don't know if scaling up is the direction that you should take with her. Like
So
it just
my for me, I feel like I would not blame him, but it seems like front offices be more fans than we think. So it would not surprise me if a front office was like, nah, that was a him thing. Like that had to be him. Like
it's like
it,
you bring in your coach and they say, "Nah, I'm different."
I mean, Sandy Brondello is different. That new man, I don't know him, so I'm not saying he's different, but he might be different.
He probably gonna feel like he is.
but to me, he's probably really Chris Copeland is like 1.5. I no shade.
I feel like as a new coach, you have to say I can fix them, regardless of whether you can or not. That is your job. You're the first. You're the starting a new franchise. Like you got to be like, just send me whoever. I'll figure it out.
Fuck no. Fuck no. See, this
But
and this
see,
is
but
how
see,
they
okay, so
begin.
You're not supposed to. I don't think
but
that's a good idea.
so I guess I'm wondering what direction do these teams want to go in? Because I'm wondering, are the teams going to be like, nah, bring me a rookie, bring me a player going into year 2 or 3?
I think Portland would take that approach. Sandy and them, probably not. Like
See,
I,
I
I
feel
feel like Toronto is I feel like if anybody can recreate the Valkyries juice, it's them. And I just think like you give Sandy Brondello or DiJonai Carrington, like, look, they be standing lady a player's coach. She might bring the best out of her. You know what, want to see it because she had what y'all said the 2022 Chicago Sky was cooking with grease and it was just Sabrina and Benaja. I think I'm saying you get Toronto gonna get they go the 6th pick, get a Tanaya
uh,
Latson and a DiJonai. I don't know.
but see, that makes me wonder, which team do you think would take Letitia Heidemann there? If you saying that Toronto is going to try to make a playoff push and Portland is going to try to just stay low and build up, which team do you think takes her? Do
I'm
like
it,
do because I feel
I
like
think I think I think Toronto is taking whatever their veteran now. Like for example, if Dorka, if Minnesota's too unprotected or not too unprotected, but let's say Dorka and Natisha are available. Those are we'll say those two are available. I'd say Portland is probably taking Dorka and Sandy is going to get Natisha Heidemann.
okay.
She will be revitalized.
Who gets priority in the pick though? I feel like both of them teams would pick Dorka before Letitia Heidemann.
I don't know about that though
I don't
because
And
know.
is that true? I don't know. But I feel
Sandy
like
likes the old girls. See, I don't think. See, I really,
I
to me, especially since we now found out that Sandy was like, I don't want to be in Dallas, and I definitely don't want to be in Seattle.
yeah.
Sandy said, we need some skin in the game up in here, and Natisha got that. DiJonai got that. Alanna show up. She got that. She already coached her, so she knows she can get out of her and know how to expand her because Atlanta does a lot more in Australia. I know she'd be happy to take Bridget down. She'll probably take Jessica Shepard too. I mean, that's not to say that she wouldn't take Dorka either, because Dorka is a great like prospect, or I mean, a great player. Um, but I'm just saying, I think it feels like she'd lean the older player because they have a bunch of good options.
Sandy might just say, "Who was that? Who cooked me in the finals?" And let's who was I the most worried about in 2024? And we're gonna work this out from there. And I got some leverage over you because I whooped your ass.
I don't know. So I can still only protect one more person anyway. So
Did you even pick five, or
I picked 5.
you
I
said
said I
Phee,
said Fee,
Kayla?
K Mac, Courtney, Atlanta, Klondikova.
Oh, okay, you actually protected her. Okay.
Yeah. And
No matter what you say, it's gonna be crazy. I might scream. I'm not
no,
gonna scream.
no,
I'm gonna hold it.
um I'm stuck. I'm gonna say Jessica Shepard.
Wow. Jessica Shepard? Phee K-Mac, Courtney Williams, Alanna Smith, Jessica Shepard, and Maria Klindikova? Are we sure?
No, I'm not sure. No. Wait. Okay. I'm looking at like
Speak your truth.
see, this is my thing. I'm stuck between like four names for one spot. So because I'm looking at Bridget Carlton, I'm looking at DiJonai Carrington, I'm looking at Jessica Shepard, I'm also looking at Dorka Uhas.
Who did I say again? I'm gonna rethink this. Hold on. Right. Courtney.
My sixth is gonna be Dorka. That's gonna be my sixth.
Phee K-Mac, Dejan, no, Phee K-Mac, Courtney, Alanna Smith, Dorka, and Maria Klundikova.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
If you
I
ask
don't
me
know
again, I'm gonna
what
change my mind.
as I've rethought this, I don't know if this was my five, but mine is for sure Phee K-Mac, Courtney, Dorka, DiJonai, and Alanna or Klindikova. I'm gonna go Alanna actually. I'm gonna go with Alanna. Alanna. I can't know how to pronounce the lady name. That's my six. I'm sticking on that. I don't think the girls are locked in on the Klindikova experiment, so she will be back with me. Natisha Heidemann was fun. I just cannot give up both Bridget Carlton and DiJonai Carrington. And I feel like if both of them are available, they both might be gone. Because you
And
can't
see,
you
and
can't get
so
that wing depth. You can't even for
this
that
is
wing
what
defender.
so I'm banking on one of the teams is gonna take Natisha Heidemann. So if I lose one wing, the other one will be back.
Mm-hmm. That's so risky, bro. I get it
It
though,
is.
because
It is.
you're not gonna get the to your point, you're not gonna get enough, you're not gonna find necessarily a better point guard. Because there's really not that many in a draft. And what, maybe you call Odyssey Sims?
The
Who wants
nightmare,
somebody to
s-
be
the,
serious?
the nightmare scenario is that Bridget and Dejanay leave in the expansion draft, and then Natisha Heidemann takes a contract with a different team. Then, dear Lord, you're fucked.
Well, no, because if you lose all of that, girl, it's time to start over. Courtney, goodbye. Atlanta was fun.
Yeah.
K
It's
Mac,
time to start. Yeah, it's time to
Yeah,
start taking calls.
we
Which
might
we
keep
don't even
you.
know how to. We don't even know how rosters are gonna shake out. Like how they gonna determine who can be protected for the expansion anyway.
you know
But
what? Yeah, it might not be that bad because they absolutely could just they could be like, yeah, we lost the starting point guard. Go ahead and come on this way. Like just sign somebody else. Or we lost the backup point guard. Go ahead and come back up this way.
Actually, too, because I still think Minnesota is a desirable place to be. Like Cheryl Reeve, you got your facilities. Minnesota's a nice city.
You got
Minnesota's
a
safe.
perennial MVP
Um,
candidate.
yeah, perennial MVP, and people kind of seem to like Phee. The vibes are fun, but I feel like the vibes too have it's taken on your loudest player, and if Courtney Williams and Natisha Heidemann isn't there, then what are your vibes?
I think that's true.
They
That's
if
that's
both
fair.
of them leave, they might go back to granny style. They really might because it's like they wasn't Young and Turnt, but they was cosplaying Young and Turnt. But it might not be that no more.
Them people was cosplaying Young and Turn is crazy.
They might not be Young and Turnt no more. I don't know. So I will
AJ,
say again, they will always be likable, and I think that's the biggest thing is they will be likable.
what would we be saying, Jay? New sentences?
Every day, brand new sentences every day.
Crying. All right. Okay. So let's do this in two ways. We're gonna have a scenario because we're gonna talk about. We can talk about the draft, but I also want us to talk about free agent picks. I don't really think we got to do this with other. I mean, we kind of did. We talked about a little bit with other teams. Um, but let's look at Minnesota in two scenarios of free agents we want if they blow it up, and free agents we
Okay.
want if
They
they
try
like
to they try to run
marginally
it back.
get better. Yeah.
Yeah, try to run it back. Okay. In a okay, which one you want to do first?
Let's do keep thing. Let's run it back. Let's run it back first. And we'll assume that Letitia Heideman is gone and we'll assume Letitia Heideman and Bridget Carlton are gone.
Okay. Bring me Kennedy Burke.
Kelly Burke, good choice. Honestly, since we talked about her with the fever, I actually don't want to see her with anybody else but me. But I won't be selfish today. Um,
Bring me Gabby Williams.
Oh, swing big then. Uh, Ty Harris.
Ty Harris, ooh, good pick.
Bring me Mahisha Hines-Allen.
They do need her. I fear they were closer with her.
Yeah, I actually I like the thought of them bringing her back. Um,
Bring me Michaela Onyenwere.
okay,
Ooh,
so I was actually thinking her for the other scenario, and so
interesting.
I was because the reason is I feel like I mean I do think that she can play a role too. I feel like she kind of fits either scenario, but
Call.
yeah, I was thinking her too, but I was more so thinking her for the if they blow it up. Bring me.
I take Erica Wheeler.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Bring me Ezzy.
You just being greedy now. Like you just throwing down Seattle roster.
We swinging big. This is what this is all about.
It's yeah, the answer really should be Neko, actually.
I mean,
I
yeah.
didn't want
I
to be
mean,
too greedy.
I was like,
Oh, and then
if you really
Gabby
going
Williams
big,
is cool, but
if you
Neko
really
too
going
far?
big,
All right.
Hey, nigga's like a top five, top seven player in the league.
Okay, you're right. Marginally better, I guess.
yeah, because
Marginally is
uh,
bring me
let's see.
Jordan Canada. You're not. I'm sorry, Jay.
Um,
No, that's
no,
kind of cute though. Hold on.
I can see that. I can see Jordan Canada.
I would
Um,
I would get Julie Alemans.
okay. I'm trying to think of somebody. What about? I thought about Shatori Walker Kimbrough too.
Interesting. Hmm.
I'm trying to think of like veteran players that can kind of just
Plug and play.
come in and just like do a job, and you're
Yeah.
not worried about like, oh, what more can we get out of you? It's like I don't need nothing more.
I don't want her gone from my team, but Natasha Howard could be a good pick.
I think Bria Hartley could work for them.
No, I
I
don't.
think they can
I'm
figure. I
not.
think they
I'm
can.
not buying the Bria Hartley.
I think they can figure that out.
How about that one? Zach Allen.
Right.
Timmy Fagbenle.
Timmy, that's a good one, actually.
It's funny because I feel like Timmy would be like a prime expansion draft target.
I think she went. I think she played for Minnesota. Let me look that up. I think she did though. Yeah, when she first came into the league, she played a couple of seasons. See, it just wasn't the right time though. I think she could now benefit Minnesota. She played a decent amount of games actually.
I don't think this would fit vibe wise, but Sophie Cunningham.
I was
Honestly,
about to say something, but I'm not gonna say it.
honestly, I do like in terms of like a basketball fit, I do think like you know what you're getting.
They get an elite shooter and someone who a little mean and is just not gonna let shit just happen. Like them again, they get Phoenix punched them in the mouth, and I don't think Sophie is just gonna let somebody punk them like that. Now, do she be extra? Absolutely. Again, would not want her on my team for vibe reasons, but she fits a lot of teams basketball wise.
Also, she will get out there and she will support her favorite star. So the piece of Collier, your PR is going up, girl.
Um, let me see.
Think of who else.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
go
I
through
don't.
like I'm trying to go through the teams in my head and think of like who would be available.
As a Ray.
They could probably use well, no.
As a
That's right,
Ray,
absolutely not. That's
no,
not
as a Ray
marginally
feels
better.
like as a Ray feels like if we blow it up.
No, I think okay, she isn't marginally better.
Yeah, I
Like,
feel like
and she's actually what they need right now. For sure, what they need right now. I hate it though, because she should be on my team, but I will allow her to have it. Azure is a good pick.
Marina
uh,
Mabrey.
Marina Mabrey is not a marginal pick. Well, she could
I
be.
mean
She could be.
she's a I
She
think so.
want to be, actually.
Yes, that's she don't want to do too much, and she can
She's a
reunite with her bestie,
Who's her best?
they
DiJonai.
Oh, twin them. Okay.
They, them
she's a
girls had nonstop beef, and then they was like, you know what? I really fuck with you actually, and they was attached at the hip.
Crazy.
um
Okay. Okay.
so in the event that Minnesota blows the team up, who do they look to bring in?
Okay, if they blow it up, the only people they're keeping are Phee, Bridget Carlton, Dorka, and Atlanta. Alanna. Atlanta. I don't know which one it is.
The Damaris, um,
In her career,
Ray Burrell.
Ray Burrell?
I think there is a really good basketball player under the hood.
Did you
She
just say, hold on, did you just say under her hood?
under the hood, yeah. Like she she tall, she is obviously athletic, she's a little out of control. I think if I'm starting over,
Bruh.
and especially if they have Cheryl Reeve, like I think she'll figure that out.
Bro, if Cheryl Reeve couldn't do shit with aerial powers, what is she gonna do with Ray Burrell? Hello?
Okay, so I already said Michaela Onyenwere. That was like the first name I thought of. in the
Mine, you
event
want
that
to know
they
who?
like.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead. Sorry, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, I felt like we didn't get tricky into that. The player that I thought about,
Wait, what'd you say?
Oh, he said the players that he thought
the
about.
player I thought about, um, I'm trying to think of like the
Are
draft.
we including restricted free agents?
No.
Anybody, anybody.
Oh, well, I wasn't, but yeah, I mean, go ahead then.
If 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 they're starting over, Shakira Austin, come on down.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
What?
Get out of here, bro.
Shakira
No, bro.
Austin and Phee?
Get out of here. Starting over, bitch. You should have asked her when they was getting marginally better. Atlanta, slide over so Shakira can get in here.
I just feel like if they are trying to get marginally better, the asking price is gonna be too high. But like if we starting over, I could just be like, I'm gonna just throw this back and see
I
if this
don't
works.
think Shakira gonna. You think Shakira gonna cost that much? I hate to frame that like that, but you know what I mean.
I feel like I feel like the Mystics are gonna be willing to. I feel like because the Mystics are not gonna be in contention for a little bit, I feel like they're gonna be willing to throw something at her.
And see, and that's what I'm thinking because I'm that's why I was like, I don't know if we should include restricted free agents, but I mean, I guess you can, but you would have to overpay because you're saying I need to make you an offer that your team does not want to match. But I was thinking of like players from those draft classes that have kind of like bounced around. Like I thought about Letitia Me here.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I also thought about Haley Jones.
Haley Jones next to Nafisa Collier.
I mean, if we starting over, we're just gonna see like
I guess we
what
should
she
have. Okay, so
Sika,
well, no, continue, continue. Sorry, Sika. I kind of like it. Y'all know who I was thinking about Skylar Diggins the entire time. But I think she could work in both scenarios.
yeah,
Whether
I
you're
think she
starting
could.
over or you're marginally better, I think she could work.
I think if you start over with Skylar, you're building a you're basically like, okay, we're going to I'm still planning on trying to compete for a championship just in an entirely different way. Like we're flipping the way this team plays on its head.
I don't think you should though. I think if well maybe.
I'm trying to think of guards that's like from these.
If I'm starting over, I might get Jade Melbourne up in there.
This is not a guard, but Lee Rue, what you trying to do?
I thought about Leah Rue too. I did. I did think about her.
Kyla Charles. I feel like she's gonna get a little spot in Golden State, but in case they don't give her, yeah, I'd be picking my phone up.
Amy Okonkwo?
Sorry.
Okonkwo, excuse me.
Um, I maybe call Cheyenne. She a good vet to have.
What was I about to say earlier? What was I talking about? No, I'm not sure.
And she won a championship, and she has to do nothing, so her spirit might be revitalized. In either case, she might work for both sides of running back, get marginal bet. I mean, or blow it up.
Let me see.
If I'm blowing it up, I might take a swing on Haley Van Lith.
Yeah, see, I'm trying to think of guards. Like, what about go get Ari McDonald?
No, unfortunately, she is a member of the Indiana Fever, so you will not be taking a swing. But thank you for trying.
So is Ezzy more of a blow it up?
No, my
Is he?
Ezzy needs to go to a contender. You were right the first time. I was just hating.
It's funny because I feel like contender also. I feel like somebody like Ewell would also fit that.
Yeah, I feel like if they were trying to get better on the margins, you will like. I'm sure she would be happy to play for a team that matters, like ecstatic. Like they'll probably add like 3 or 4 years to her career.
Yeah, he was a good running back player. Um,
Natasha Cloud,
for what?
if we're
For running back,
either.
I feel like she'd be more running back.
I don't even know if she fit with the running back crowd.
I, you're letting the Liberty GM infect your mind.
Oh, I'm hating. I'm hating.
You're letting the Liberty
I
GM
guess
infect your mind.
I I said this when
Okay.
we did I said this when we did the Atlanta episode. I kind of viewed Natasha Cloud in a similar lens as I viewed Jordan Canada.
Yeah.
Not to say that they're the same player, but
And when you said that, I said they are. They are in fact the same
yeah,
person. Um, so I'll say it for you. I think she's just taller. Natasha Cloud, what, like 5'11"? Is she that tall? I might be making that up.
she
She's
is
5'10".
she's 5'10".
Is Jordan Canada 5'10"? Or is she falling that?
Jordan Canada is 5'6".
Oh girl. Much taller version of Jordan Canada, but same girl. I guess if Jordan Cannon would work for marginally better, I guess Natasha Cloud would work for marginally better.
We starting over with Phee and Enrique.
Is that gonna improve my sister PR? I gotta think. Hold on.
Listen, listen. She
I don't
don't
know.
have to. I feel like we've already seen that she's willing to play with other playmakers and people who can do that. That would be easily the best player. If he would be easily the best player Enrique has ever played with.
Enrique and Phee in the pick and roll.
Listen, and we already seen in that shot that Phee took against the Valkyrie where people were making fun of her for light being too bright. Enrique would never. And we like if she gonna do anything, she might not make it. She gonna get a clean shot off.
I'm screaming.
I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with that.
I actually do just want to see it. I obviously don't want Enrique to leave Dallas because that's her home, and I feel like she should get to stay and enjoy the fruits of her labor. However, I would like to see her play with someone better than her. And yeah, y'all have to jump me for that because I'm not taking that back.
Yes, yes, that's what I'm saying.
He and Enrique crazy. You imagine Cheryl yelling at Enrique?
Had had Bree Jones not just got to Atlanta, I think she would fit fantastic on the Lynx.
Why does everybody want to take Bree Jones from me?
Because
Because
she fit on so many teams.
as we know, the back to the basket bigs will never go out of style. I don't care who you are. We will never lose.
I also
Don't
feel
tell me.
like people would not be clamoring or people would not be fiending as much if y'all did not go out as sad. So now people feel like
You're right.
this.
You might have to
It
say
comes
that.
it
You
comes
might
with the
have to say that.
territory.
Yeah,
No, it does though. It does.
I
It comes with the
I
territory.
when every year the Celtics lost, niggas was like, oh yeah, everybody leaving. Like that was just a thing. You know, it's just a thing. Like When every year we went outside, it was like, oh yeah, we gotta break these niggas up. Like everybody on the team going somewhere else. Like it's just coming to territory. It's nasty.
I'm screaming.
I get it. I
Uh,
get it. Niggas don't want me to be happy. I get it.
I'm not niggas, I promise.
oh.
Um, Minnesota might have the second pick in the draft, y'all. They might have the first pick in the draft.
Minnesota can get Lauren Betts, Alma Fam, AZ Fudd, Olivia Miles. Who the fifth pick?
Flage, is it Flage? Is it Tanaya?
I'm gonna leave it at the 4 because I don't know. Minnesota could get any of them people, and that's not crazy to y'all. Like no matter the outcome, Minnesota could get one of them, and that's
Hey
insane.
man, hey man. They was complaining that Lauren Betts still sitting on screens. Cheryl gonna get make sure she sets screen.
You not gonna have to worry about that. You're not
Listen,
gonna have to worry about that.
Will she even
whatever.
need to set a
That's
screen?
what
Like
I.
I
Well,
mean,
so here's the thing.
Whatever.
Well, and I'm guessing. I guess my thought is, it's like, look, what are you gonna do when we not calling a post up? Because if we calling a post up, you go get that. You go get that, and then we run it back. But
bro,
in the in
Nafisa
the
Collier getting Lauren Betts, bitch. I like honestly, Kathy, step in, step in.
Whatever issues that y'all complain about Lauren Betts can't do, I swear to God, it's not gonna matter on that team. It's
it's
not.
not gonna matter at all. Because it'll be
Oh my
like
god.
there's no doubt in my mind. Whatever you feel like the flaw in her game is, Cheryl Reeve will get it right. Like even
Rebecca
like what
Brunson is gonna get that lady right. Oh my god, they might get and honestly, that's the best outcome for my sister, but not for my team.
and it's funny because like if I'm thinking like, oh, was is she the ideal roster fit? No, but I don't care about that. Like let's say you look at the draft and you say of the teams in the top four, Minnesota feels like the AZ team just because AZ is like a plug and play. Like you just drop her in and you already know what she does.
Yeah, K-Mac.
Yeah. In the event in the event that in the event that that's not the case, if you're Minnesota, you're just like, oh, I just take whoever I think is the most talented player on the board. It's
I
like
think if the, I think if they get a top two pick, they have to take the best player available. If it's 3 through 5, I think they should take AZ. But
see
if
here's
it's one or two, especially if it's
You
one,
don't think AZ Fudd is going one?
no comment.
Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
I plead the fifth.
But so and I agree in the sense that if you have a top two pick, you should take one of the top two talents. But Minnesota is not they're not a traditional top two pick team. Like
They're
it
not
reminds
Dallas. They're not
yeah, like
Chicago. They're
it
not
will it will
Washington.
remind me of it reminds me of when the Warriors had the number two pick in 2020 and they took James Wiseman. Everybody was like, "Oh, you got to take James Wiseman. He's like whatever. He's like this big that you can mold into whatever." And it just did not work, and they had to trade him because it was like, "Oh, we're trying to win now," and they didn't draft a win now player, and it just did not work for them.
So do you think it'd be more beneficial to them to trade down? Let's say they get a number two pick, trade down, pick up the player that's going to fit them now, and they could probably get another player that is going to fit them now as well.
My thing is, if you Minnesota and you got a top five pick, you already playing with house money. Like
Yeah.
y'all are 2 years removed from being in the finals. So it's like It's like, do I take the risk of trading down and being like, oh, I can get another asset, or it's like I already know who I want. Let's let's not even waste nobody's time. Let's go on and take care of that.
Let's go ahead and hit this lottery.
Oh,
Let's sim this lottery. All right, we're gonna do this 3 times. We're gonna talk about the 3 different scenarios. All right, so you got your first one. So Seattle gets the #1 pick, Dallas gets the second, Minnesota gets the third.
Seattle's likely taking Olivia Miles or AZ. I feel like that makes the most sense. Because they have Dom.
And then I think Dallas takes our fam at 2.
I
Some of these
I'm
bitches still can get Lauren Betts. Oh my god!
I,
Oh!
yeah, because I mean, and I have been very pro. Obviously, for weeks, months, we have been like, you got to take Lauren Betts because she on the board. Like, but I like the idea of taking Dallas or Dallas taking Iowa, partially because one, I fell for I've fallen for the propaganda, but two, I think they are the team best suited to her learning and growing and potentially being the player that she is prospected to be. What I'm scared of on her end is that she gets drafted to a team that is trying to win and she never gets to
See the floor.
pan out
Like,
and make mistakes in the way that she needs to be able to be the prospect that she was touted in. Like I think she needs to be on a Dallas or a Washington or a Chicago. Like I think if she goes to Seattle or Minnesota, she's is just not. I mean, she's probably going to be a good player regardless, but it's just not going to be in the same way. Like you either can potentially have a multiple time All W player, maybe MVP, compared to like a couple time All Star, and just like a connecting piece to a championship team. And I mean, it also just depends on what you feel like is more valuable. Um, but yeah, I just think she has too many moldable skills at such a young age where I think she needs to see the floor. And she's definitely not seeing the floor in uh she's definitely not seeing the floor in Minnesota. And Seattle, it just depends on what they do with their roster. They are also a team that's liable to blow it all up.
Okay. So in this scenario, Minnesota gets Lauren Betts.
yeah, I would say so.
I'm okay with that scenario. Because I feel like if they keep Alanna Smith or even a Dorka or Glendakova, like I think you have somebody
So
she
are
can
we
play behind, but you can also like plug her. You know what I mean? Like she don't
actually?
have to be the starter, but she can still
Yeah,
be, she can still get meaningful minutes.
yeah. Okay.
Washington lost their last 10 games of the season.
That's
That's not true.
I think it is. They were on a really bad
Yeah.
losing streak.
They did
And
not.
they were losing very close games too.
Yeah.
So Washington was 16-18 and then lost 10 straight games. No, no, they didn't.
That feel right. Not gonna lie.
I don't know. Like,
No, they didn't.
Why is that
I
so shocking to you? They were really bad.
I don't remember. And I think it maybe this is so like no way because I just remember everyone, and this is kind of the crazy thing about like,
No, they really did lose 10 straight.
oh my God.
They beat the Sparks and then they lost to Connecticut. They lost to Connecticut twice, Vegas, Seattle. I remember them losing the Seattle game too because that was like that last game. That's when they had trade Brittany Sykes and fucking Neka hit that buzzer beater.
that shot. Yep.
And that was
That's
kind of the beginning of the end for them. I mean, they had already lost 4 straight, but they really needed to win that game.
yeah. Yeah.
And then they
New
had New
York.
York, Golden State, LA, Phoenix, India. Everybody after that, they played niggas who needed to win. So they
Yeah.
was
I
cooked.
I guess because people were so. This just kind of reminds me of how people talked about Dallas. Like, I guess people were so focused about, oh, Chicago is losing all these games without Angel Reese in the lineup, and they're losing by such and such, and they still managed to win at least two of these bitches, and ain't nobody say nothing about this.
I told you that. I said the PR in Washington is too good because the girls are losing. I said this. I know I said this during the season. And I was like, nobody cares about them losing.
But this is the same way. When Dallas was thinking, ain't nobody say nothing about Connecticut or the Sparks, like not a soul.
Hey, Connecticut's
It's
going
funny
4-6. That's
it's funny
hard.
because it's funny because that Dallas win was their last game of the season. Like they had lost. Like
That was their feel good win of the season.
because let me see
Uh,
how many had they lost in a row before that?
Dallas or Washington?
Yeah, Dallas
Let me look.
because they won. Let me see. They won the last game of the season, but
Oh, wait, I did the wrong thing.
let me see. They had lost 10 in a row. They had lost 10. They had lost 10 in a row and then won the last game of the season.
Hey, that's literally the funniest outcome.
but,
And before
okay.
that, like yeah,
And of
in
course,
their
the last game is Phoenix. Like, girl, please be
in
serious.
their last 20 games, in Dallas's last 20 games, they won three.
That's
Mm,
sick. That is sick.
damn. And I kept thinking they was gonna turn that bitch around, and they just never
And
did.
that's the crazy part is the 3 wins. It's Phoenix,
Phoenix.
Indiana, and New York. Girl, leave me out
They
of
beat
it.
some good ass teams.
That's insane, bitch.
I'm pretty sure when they beat the Liberty, Stewie was playing.
No, that
I
was
want
that
to.
game where that was that game where
Enrique had
they
like
had
15
came
assists.
back. They was up by like 30, and then they got outscored by like 20, and New York still lost. I said, okay, Chris, you will get 10s for me forever, bitch.
Yeah,
The
I
game
was
where they
gonna say
the
I was gonna
game where
say
they
really
beat
bad things about them if
this
they had lost that game.
this game where they beat Indiana, they won by 1 point. Uh, Lee Rue had 20.
That was
Maddie Severs had 22 and 5. Paige had 16, 5, and 8.
I remember this game because that was the infamous um Leroux like had Aaliyah clamped
That's right. That's right.
and everybody on the TL was like, she just not that's legal guarding position, like that's not her fault. I was like, are we sure? Are we sure? Are we
Yeah.
sure?
Let me hit this lottery button again. So
Many gets the second pick. So in this scenario, Dallas takes Iowa, I think. Does Minnesota does Minnesota take Lauren or do they just take AZ and just say we're just gonna plug and play?
Okay, I think we have to answer the question of does Minnesota need an actual big? Because people keep calling Alanna Smith too small, and she's 6'4", and Phee 6'1", so they need more. Everybody's always saying they need more size. Um, Me personally, I don't really think that that's. I think their defense is cohesive enough to where I'm okay with not having a 6'6", on my team.
Yeah.
Um,
I can't lie. This draft scenario will hurt my soul because seeing niggas be right about AZ being drafted over Lauren Betts it's like
But to be fair though, but
I
see,
hate that y'all are right for this particular reason
see
because
here's the thing is though, you don't get a scenario where Minnesota is picking in the top two that often. Like I feel like in a normal draft with a normal lottery that does not happen.
yeah.
niggas not gonna care about that. Niggas gonna be like, I can't believe y'all had Lauren Betts drafted over this girl. or
Well,
drafting
they
them such and such, and agendas will agenda. And I just sometimes I just don't want to see them agendas thrive because it's gonna go Iowa, uh, AZ, Olivia Miles, and then Lauren Best to Washington. I would assume.
Lauren Best is
yeah.
not getting to Washington. She like somehow I feel like I think if she does not if Dallas and Minnesota don't take her, I don't know. She might be in Toronto.
So you think Toronto like
If
so
Lauren
you think
Betts,
Toronto like moves up?
if
I don't
Lauren
think they can
Betts,
move because I don't see. Well, Kiki played a 4.
Yeah,
No,
she does.
Washington will take her. Never mind. Washington will take her.
if
Yeah.
Lauren Betts does not have a draft cap on by the fifth pick, I will go to the draft myself. Because y'all need to stop fucking playing.
I forgot. I mean,
Yeah,
I
Kiki,
think
I think Kiki
Washington
is like
picking Lauren is like Shakira might be out, but I also don't think that Lauren playing behind Shakira is a bad thing at all, especially since they got rid of Aaliyah. So I think that works.
I don't know how much Washington is. I don't know how much Washington commits to Shakira at this point anyway.
They seem like she in on it
when
though.
is the actual WNBA draft?
April
It's in April.
15th probably. We have a lot of time. We don't know. But I think
Listen,
Washington's locked in on Shakira right now.
I I love Shakira, but if I see if these things if these things are doing these what they're doing, and that starting lineup on opening night does not have Lauren Betts in it, it's gonna be. And that's the problem to me. She would have had to do something like she must have had to look crazy in practice, like derogatory. Because I just don't see that just does not sound beneficial to me in the short or long term to not just go ahead and be like, Sonya, Kiki, and Lauren Betts are my three for the future. And if you not down with OPP, you good, you good, you could go, you could go. And it's obvious that Shakira wants to play somewhere, which is perfectly fine. She just need to go do that somewhere else. If they end up with Lauren Betts, like at that point, if I'm Toronto or Portland, I might have to see what that's talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so in this scenario, Minnesota takes AZ.
Yes.
Yeah. I say so.
Okay. Last one.
Interesting.
Oh, wait, this is the exact same one. All right, let's do it again. Wait, was
So,
this not
okay.
the this is not
Seattle. It's
this
Seattle, Dallas. Oh, that was the same as the first time, wasn't it?
hold on, let's
Yeah.
try it again.
They still get a
Okay.
third pick.
Dallas, Dallas, Seattle.
So our Olivia Miles, AZ.
Olivia
Maybe.
Mouse? Oh yeah.
Seattle. Seattle probably takes Olivia Miles.
Can I get a scenario? Okay, this is it.
Can look, this is actually the
Chicago.
scenario we
Chicago.
need. This is the scenario we need.
If Chicago ends up getting a higher pick than Minnesota after trading them their pick, I think that would be the funniest outcome. Now, the issue is, does Chicago take 80?
Yes.
Because if Chicago takes 80, then I think Minnesota takes Lauren Betts.
I think if well, yeah, I think regardless, Chicago's either taking AZ or Olivia Mouse.
Yeah, I
So,
heard that.
okay, so then if Chicago takes Olivia Miles, does Minnesota take AZ?
Yes.
So then who does Seattle
Well,
take?
I don't know. See, you know what? See, this is a scenario where I would say, Seattle, how bad do you want whoever? AZ Fudd or who was the other choice?
Olivia
How
Olivia
Miles.
Miles.
how bad do you want one of these two? Because if you send me, you send me Ezzy, you send me Gabby, you send me Erica Wheeler, Look, you
I
send me
might I
somebody
might
on
have to
this bench.
say Ezzy in the fourth pick
We can swap.
for Ezzy in the fourth pick for the third or the second. I don't, hey,
Because
hey,
I do think Seattle needs to get that
if
top two. I would be on
Minnesota
some.
Minnesota could have the absolute best case scenario if they were like, give me give me Ezzy and the fourth pick for the
I mean,
third, so you could draft Olivia Miles, or
the thing about
and then I will just again I then at that point it don't matter who I take. Like
but I was gonna say the thing about Minnesota is they're already like this is already the best case scenario for them because they're not supposed to be here. So
right,
Correct.
so then
Right.
I
Right.
can
like
make the
Correct.
best case
if
scenario even
Minnesota
better. That's nasty.
Minnesota could be in a position where I can trade down to 4 or 5 because I'm adding a top 5 pick no matter what.
Let
Like
let's say
like
let's say
Minnesota
let's say it
like they found 5. Let's say that they take Olivia Miles or they take Tanaya Latson, like or they take Flage. Like it doesn't matter because you're
what
adding
would
that player to the Minnesota Lynx, like a perennial playoff team that was just in the finals not too long ago.
what would be the craziest scenario to me is let's say this is Dallas, Chicago, and or whatever. Whatever. Minnesota says, give me Gabby Williams in the fourth pick, and then they get Lauren Betts on top of that. So then you have Courtney Williams, Kayla McBride, Gabby Williams, Phee, and Lauren Betts.
Plus Alanna Smith, plus
Plus Alanna Smith. Lauren Betts learning from Alanna Smith. Um, and I think Lauren Betts is too. She might not be like anywhere close to a finished product, but I think she's skilled enough to where she would see the floor.
yeah,
And
she is. I think so.
I like Cheryl will have no. Cheryl don't really play rookies like that, but she would have no choice to play her. Um, yeah, and I
I,
just
I don't know
yeah
if Cheryl would
that
agree.
Right. One thing about Cheryl, you will to that bitch. Don't worry about it.
I feel like I feel like
Never give
Lauren
a
would
fuck.
get like 5-10 minutes here and there, and then by like I can see her on the Dominic Malonga trajectory of like by the time like the All-Star break happens, Lauren playing like 25 minutes a game. So if they again, them already be like Jay said, them being in this position, they already won. But if they can get a Gabby Williams or something to that effect, and still get the
Adding a
player they
lottery pick,
want,
like it is
like
like
they could still get the player that they wanted this whole time, and still get a really good role player on top of that. That is when they would have to be my enemy because this is already should not be allowed. Kathy should have already stepped in. With that,
the draft is gonna be funny. Like whoever Minnesota gets, it's just like okay, yeah, they're really in a they're in a can't they're in a can't lose situation. Like even if you're in that group that like if you got like a player in the lottery that you don't care for, you're adding a lottery talent to this Minnesota team. Like it doesn't matter.
does in this scenario, I know I only said three, but I just did another one. Does Washington take Lauren Betts still?
Yes, I
Immediately.
think so.
So
I think
I
so.
would
Because they
Lauren
still got
Betts.
they got Georgia Amore and I mean I guess you could say Georgia AZ, Sonya
Yeah,
Giddy,
they can
and
take AZ.
Shakira.
Yeah, they could take AZ, but I would think they would take Lauren. I don't
I think
know
they take
that.
Lauren too.
I don't think. I mean, I guess it depends on like who's higher on their board, but I don't think Washington is in a position where they can draft for fit.
If Minnesota traded with
Well, but they
Chicago,
feel like
who would
kicking.
who would they ask for? Would Minnesota ask for Angel?
Yes.
I'm probably
Yes. Because what their options then now become Olivia Miles.
yeah, yeah. Because if you're Chicago and you're at
Yeah.
because who would if Chicago was trading up to three, who would they want? Would they want AZ?
I think
Yes.
they big
AZ or
play.
Olivia.
I think they get Olivia because I think Chicago and Seattle both would get Olivia if they had the chance because both of them have been clamoring for
A point guard.
point guards.
But also
I think see
AZ, Chicago needs both of them also need shooting. So I feel like they can't really lose in this scenario. But if I'm
I
Chicago,
think
I'm being like, can
Seattle.
we swap back sisters? I'll send you something.
Well, I think the thing is, I think with Seattle, at the very least, let's just say they stick it around another year. I mean, you would have Skylar at the very least. Chicago is like, so if
They got
Chicago,
Courtney Dangerfield. Don't do that.
anyways, so with Chicago is like, I need a point guard like now. Which for Seattle, it's like, okay, the idea is I'm gonna get this point guard to prepare me for the future to play with Dominique Malonga. But if I just so happen to have to get AZ, I have a shooter for 10, 15 years, more than likely, which is still that her and Dominic Malonga are still going to feed families. And I could probably get a point guard later on down the line. But I think Chicago needs that like right now. So then if you can get Phee and Angel and whatever, like
Okay, so what does that trade look like? Let's say the third pick is, let's say they pick Olivia Miles. Chicago says Angel in the fifth pick. Is that enough?
I would say
if
so.
I was Minnesota, I would say that is.
Okay.
So then who does Minnesota take as the fifth pick? Because we would assume Iowa, Lauren Betts,
AZ
AZ,
and
and
Olivia.
Olivia would be off the board by that point.
Girl, who even available?
Uh,
So then
Sanaya,
these are,
Flage.
Oh, Flage.
Yeah, I think they would take Flage.
Or yeah.
Minnesota might
Okay.
Minnesota might try to get cute, but I feel like you just take I feel like they take Flage there at 5
Yeah.
if that's the case.
Yeah, because Flage, I think fits your like will give you a good wing defender. Yeah, that feels right. Especially assuming they
Flage
lose
learning
DiJonai or
or
Bridget.
Flage
Either way.
learning under DiJonai, I think works in both ways.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, this is one of the more interesting teams we covered because they have so many options. It's almost funny, like, like we talked about before. They could obviously blow it up, they could do whatever, but they're in a very, very, very good scenario to it's like, all right, this didn't work out. We will literally be back next year at the worst the year after that. Like they they could have a fire sale tomorrow and they will not be down bad for longer than a year.
Yeah, like I'd say I mean they in a can't lose scenario barring like something crazy happens with injury. But like that they should be in position to be a dominant team again relatively soon.
12 days into the draft lottery, and then we can see where the chips
That's
fall.
right. That's right.
Well, Jay, would you like to say the line?
Our all hearts and minds clear.
I do think. Let me hold on.
This is why we ask.
Bridget Carlton, we're gonna love you in Indiana. Don't you worry. We will love you. Thank you.
What an agenda.
My heart.
That's fair. I think she's a player that teams would like to have.
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely.
Soda has a lot of those actually. That's why it was so hard to pick six to protect because it's like it's so many players that be like, oh yeah, if my team had that player, I'd appreciate that.
Well, this has been another episode of Pull Up 3. I am Paragon Don,
Jermaine.
I'm Jay Craig.
and we are out.